Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites, where I have new videos every week. This is part of one of my new series called Planner Chat with a Friend. And my friend today is Jenn. I forgot because we were starting and I was like, I'm all nervous and jumbled. What is your Instagram handle? I don't want to say it wrong.
Jenn's Planner Life.
Jenn's Planner Life. Okay, but it will be tagged down in the description, of course. So Jenn and I have known each other for several years here on Instagram. I feel like it's been like a good 3 years or something at least. Yeah. So I feel like I've seen you move a couple times and go through a lot of different changes in life. And one thing I love about you is that you always share from the heart, like so genuinely, and you let us into your life, a little bit. I know not everyone shares everything, but you let us in to know enough, of some of your struggles. And to me, like, I think that's what connected me to you right away, because when people share something like that, you feel an automatic connection, because it's like, yeah, we all go through really hard things, and if you never see anyone sharing like even just a little bit of like something's hard, then I don't think you build that same connection.
Yes, I agree with you. Definitely 110%. I think when you find somebody that kind of pulls back the layers a little bit and shares a little bit of their vulnerability, then you seem to feel like you're making like an instant connection with that person because they are more relatable.
Exactly. You said it so well. Okay, so before we jump in, I decided this is something new. I decided we're going to start with some rapid fire, like fun questions
Oh,
first,
goodness.
because that way we can just like jump right in a little bit, get really comfortable, and get to know you on like a little fun level. And then we'll jump
Okay.
into the planner questions. So
Perfect.
you're the first one I'm trying this out on. I got an idea from a podcast I listened to called Magnify, but I just really like that at the beginning of each one of her interviews, she's like, let's just do some rapid fire like questions to get to know you a little bit.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
Okay. So what is your favorite place that you've ever lived?
Colorado.
Okay. Okay. Where is your hometown?
Slidell, Louisiana.
I've never even heard of that city. What big city is it like near?
It's not to brag. It's not far from, it's about 45 minutes from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And then you just go across the lake and you're about maybe 20, 25 minutes from New Orleans. So not that
Okay. No, that's close to New
far.
Orleans. Okay. What would you do if you had a day off from work? Like just out of the blue, like you didn't take it off for anything specifically.
Well, today, more than likely, my day off consists of just hanging out with my fur babies, Ralphie and Tucker, and probably watching something off of Netflix and just chilling, being really, really lazy. That would be my day off. If I did something outside, it would probably ideal something involved in eating, shopping, walking around. That would probably be, and then eating again. Like I like to eat.
Me too. Me too. My husband's always like, all our vacations like revolve around like the food like that you're looking up.
Right.
Like what? And I'm like, yes, like
Yes.
yes. Okay. Where is your favorite vacation spot? You can have been there, or it can be like a dream place that you've always wanted to go.
Hmm, that's a good one. Um, well, I would say probably in California. I did a road trip with one of my girlfriends years ago, and we did a road trip from Colorado. We went through California, and I would say probably San Diego was a really fun spot. I love the weather out there. I used to live in California just for like a little bit. Um, but California is really beautiful. And then, of course, I love New York City. I've been there a few times. And then internationally, I would love to go visit in Australia because I have lots of family from there.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Okay. And I've never been to California or Australia. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? We can put it on our list and maybe we could do it together. That would be a lot of fun.
Molly has been to Australia. So,
Okay.
so I know a little bit about it from her, but okay, last one. If you had to pick a favorite Halloween candy, what would it be?
Oh, without a doubt, probably candy corn. And I know that's debatable with a lot of people.
Wow. Okay. I love to know that about you. I love it. Okay. All right. And yes, I ask Halloween questions when we're in February because
Hey, that's okay.
okay. Now that we got to know a little bit about you with fun questions, I'm going to jump into some of the planner questions.
Yeah.
Do you remember what like the very first planner you ever used? Like going back, can you just the
Oh, yeah.
first one you remember?
So the very first one was a planner I got in junior high, and it was the school planner. That was the very first planner, and I thought that that was so cool. I remember the binding was plastic, like the plastic coil. It was
Yes.
white, and I loved it. It fit perfectly in my book bag. Didn't really know much about planning, but that it was a calendar and I could write in it and so forth. And so that was like my first true planner. And then when I went and started working, I used just your everyday guided glance. What is it? Glance.
Oh, like year at a glance? Is
Year
that
at
it?
a glance, or yeah, that I
Is that
used
it? Or am I even making that up? I don't
glance,
know.
guide something glance. You know what I'm talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about, but my thing might be wrong. Yeah.
Um, and so I
At a
was
glance. Maybe it's just
at
at
a
a glance.
glance. That's it. That's it. At a glance.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I was using one of those. And then my first like professional planner, which my dad bought me, was the Franklin Covey. And it was like a beautiful tan leather. And the binding was oh my gosh, I don't use that binding anymore, but the what
Rings, like it was ring
rings,
bound.
thank you. It
Yeah.
was the rings. So there's a little customization there because you could buy your inserts, right? And they had different
Yes.
kind of inserts. And so that was like my first like professional planner. And I felt very proud when I went to work and had my planner, and I felt, that okay, like this is what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
And then in work, we actually had a Franklin Covey course that we had for all of our managers and executive leaders, and we had a representative come in and did a whole 3-day workshop on Franklin Covey, which was really cool.
Oh,
So
wow.
I would say that that was the next planner. So I'm probably jumping ahead, but those are kind of like my first start off planners.
I love that. I love knowing that. I was never given a school planner. So I guess I don't know why, because we're just a couple years apart. So we're not that
Yeah.
far apart, but they didn't give planners out in my school then. So I don't know. I never got a school planner, but I remember in high school, I started using Franklin Covey too. I had the
Yes.
same thing you had in high school. I begged my parents for that. It was for Christmas because it was so expensive to get like the
Yeah.
leather thing and get started.
Mhm.
We actually had a Franklin Covey store here in Dallas at the Dallas
Mhm.
Galleria Mall. And I remember going to it with my parents and like picking out this planner. And it was like the angels were singing. Like I just knew I wanted this thing and I was going to love it so much. And I did. I used it all through high school and I loved it.
Awesome.
So yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about. The
So
feeling.
when do you still have those planners by any chance? Yeah.
No, no, I don't. I know. Wouldn't that be crazy? And do you
It would
have
be
yours?
you know what, I'm going to tell you, I think I did, but when I went through my divorce, I think I left it behind, which makes me really sad because I wanted that, especially the leather casing, because my father gave that to me. But I would
Oh,
love to like go back and look at those planners. I always kept my work planners just to see like what was going on, how my handwriting has changed, how I was
oh
highlighting
yeah.
things. Because back then, I wasn't using the pretty color highlighters. It was just your standard yellow, pink, neon colors, and
Yes.
there were some stickers, but not really. So, yeah.
You're right. Back then, we didn't have any good highlighters. I think
No,
there was only like the fluorescent ones.
exactly.
Yeah. That okay, that's interesting. Okay, now as you go into like your adult life, do you remember when you discovered like the planner world on like Instagram or YouTube and how
Yes.
like, that happened?
I felt like I was kind of late to the game considering how, like, when I finally found the planner community, I was like, oh my gosh. So it was right after Go Wild had happened in New Orleans. I think that was their first Go Wild. And
Okay.
maybe that was 2016, I think, or 2017. So
Okay.
I just happened to see a post one day from a dance mom when I was teaching dance that she was going to buy this Erin Condren and it was really expensive. And I'm like, what is that? So I remember like going online and thinking, oh my gosh, where have you been all my life? Because this is so much prettier than at a glance planner, you know? So I got really hooked in that. Then I started looking at YouTube and seeing all these videos. And I'm like, holy moly, there's a ton of people out there that are kind of like me, where we're just maybe cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because we love paper and we love planners. And I had no idea. So I think that probably happened in like around 2016, 2017. And when I found out about the first Go Wild and how I just missed it, which I was completely bummed because I was living, you know, in Louisiana at the time, that's when I think my obsession grew even more and my love to start, you know, seeing what weather planners are out there and how to get involved.
Okay, I love that story. I love it. And I started my channel in 2017. So, I mean, it was around that time
Okay.
like, that you discovered it too. Okay. What are your favorite parts of the planner world on like Instagram or YouTube? And maybe what are, if there's any negatives for you
Yeah.
about that?
Well, the positive thing I would say is the connections that I've made throughout the community. I mean, I'll just keep it real. I feel like I have more friends through social media than in real life, you know? And I think it's pretty amazing. And we've kind of talked about this before, but you know, just how you can create relationships. And I feel like genuine relationships through social media virtually, you know, and
Mhm.
you never meet this person, but you have this connection with them. So what's really cool is that planners have brought us together, stationery, stickers, but overall, I think the bigger picture is that we have more in common than just planners. And that is what I didn't expect to get out when I joined the planner community, you know, and started my Instagram page. So I feel like that's been the hugest positive. It's just the friendships that I've gained. I will say the negative part is that, and I'm one, I can point the finger at myself, is that we can, or I'll speak for me, is that I can be influenced very easily. And I feel at times we have all of these planners and these products and these stickers, and there's always something new coming out and we all want it maybe, and then we're sharing it, and then you feel like, oh my gosh, I need this and I need that, and which I've done fairly well for a little bit now, is that I don't feel like I need it, but I feel like sometimes that can get caught, that gets in the way of really what are we using our planner for, you know, and what's the purpose of this planner, and do we need 10 million things? Hey, if you have 10 million, that's fine. You know, you got to do what works for you. But I find sometimes that gets in the way of really what we're trying to accomplish if we're trying to simplify our lives and make it, you know, a little bit more streamlined and be able to I guess, you know, be able to, with our goals, that's another thing, you know, be able to succeed and have goals that are tangible. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, you know. So
Those
yeah.
are no really good points that I think like probably most of the people in the planner community can relate to, you
Yeah.
know, like those same feelings. Okay, before I forget, because this is not in my questions, but I just randomly thought of this that I wanted to ask you because you live in Austin right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've gone to the Erin Condren store
Yeah.
yourself. So I just thought I'd let you share with people like I have been once when I drove through town one time several years ago. But I just thought I'd let you share like do you like to go in there and just look every so often or do you want to like stay away because it makes you want to buy stuff? So
Yeah.
like how do you feel about that and how often have you actually gone in? Like live and I don't even know how close you are like, you know.
Okay. So it's about 15, 20 minutes from where I live. So it's
Okay.
not that far. I will say that I thought I would have visited more often than not, but I think it's because one, I love the store. I love the feeling like when you walk in, the aesthetic, everything. But I feel a little like now when I go in, like my last visit recently, I felt a little underwhelmed. Like it just wasn't, I don't know, I guess because I've seen it all, it wasn't like anything really stood out to me and that I really needed it. And also, they didn't have some things that were available to create the planner. So that was a little discouraging. But overall, I feel like when you go in the store and if you haven't been, it's like your feeling you probably got when you walked into Franklin Covey. It's just like,
Yeah,
oh, it's like
I love
the
that.
heavens open. And it's just like it's beautiful. And the staff is so super friendly. So I think the experience is fun, but I just don't go as often because I just, don't, there's nothing that's telling me, oh, I need this or I need that right now. But the experience is it's fun, and it's fun to go with other people. So like if somebody else were to come into town, they wanted to go, I'd be totally up for it. And that whole area, the domain is really cute. They have tons of shops, they have restaurants, they have Paper Source over there, which I went into. So, but the store's fun. It's just that recently I haven't felt anything to really purchase other than my last visit. I purchased a pet planner, meaning that I put all of Ralphie and Tucker's like medicines in there and their appointments. Again, I know that somebody might think, okay, that is ridiculous, but that is the
No, I'm
closest.
not a planner person. They wouldn't think that's ridiculous.
It's the closest I'm gonna get to like a baby book, to put down the
Yes.
baby stuff.
And
So
plus I mean, you probably have, I imagine, like real things, like you said, keep track of their meds and their vet
yes,
appointments and stuff. Like you
yes,
could do that in a plain notebook, but I mean, it's more fun,
totally. Oh,
right?
totally.
Like,
I can totally put in plain notebook, but
right.
I got to be extra
Yes.
and I have to get the planner. So yeah, I got that. But it's just one of the like little petite planners. So
Yes. 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 No, perfect. No, and I like the way you explain that because I could totally see that. Like if the store was in my town, I don't see myself like needing to like keep going in unless it was like something specific, that I was like
right.
looking for. And like once you've been there, like you said, like you like you saw it, you
Yeah.
experienced it. And then like unless you need something, it's not like you just feel the need to go just it's not like Target where you feel the need to
Right.
just keep going back to wander the aisles because new stuff is going to be around.
All the time. I will say that something I would like to do at Erin Condren's store, and I would love for like all us Texas peeps to get together, is have upstairs like a get together where we can plan together and have like a social hour and have beverages, mocktails or cupcakes, that sort of thing, and just hang out together. And so that would be a lot of fun. I would love to see if we could coordinate something like that, because that to me is almost better than like going shopping, just spending time with your planner friends.
So I don't know anything about that room. Do you know anything like if they rent it out or?
I've heard that, okay, so when I first moved here, prior to their launch at that time, I had reached out and it didn't seem like I was able to like rent it out or anything, but I had inquired about it. But I think they do a lot of things when there's launches or certain events. They bring a lot of the I would say more of the EC, like influencers, like they bring them in and host whether it's a party of some sort. But I think it would be great. I just haven't seen anything recently. And whenever I go there, it's always like there's like a rope up, that you can't go up the stairs,
That's
which
how
I
it was when
understand.
I went there too. And I didn't even
Yeah.
know what was up there, like offices or
Yeah.
like I didn't know. It was, yeah, it was several years ago. So, okay, well, that's interesting. I mean, maybe they will rent it out in the future. I think that would be kind of cool. Like
Yeah. It'd be
planner
fun.
people could like rent it out for like a little get together. Like
Yeah. I
they
think
would
so.
get business. So,
Totally.
yeah. Okay. All right. What if you could mix, if you don't have the perfect planner that you feel like right now, if you could mix a couple of planners to make like your perfect planner,
Mhm.
what would you like put together?
Okay, so I kind of did this already. So I mixed plum paper and Erin Condren together. So I love Erin Condren coil. I have the Erin Condren what is it? The leather
I
um
love that. And I love that color.
Yes, it's so, so pretty.
Oh yeah.
So I recoiled it and I kept the month at a glance in the
Okay.
tabs. I love the colors, but then I included all of my plum paper daily pages in it.
And you use that for work,
And
right?
I use it for work and personal. And then I have my MäksēLife for goal setting.
Okay.
But if I had to incorporate MäksēLife, I would incorporate it in here too, you know, but
Okay.
for now, I did do that with the Erin Condren and the plum paper. So they made the perfect planner for myself.
I love how you did that. I mean, I've seen that you've done that before, but I'm glad you could show it to everyone here. Like I love how you did that. Okay, so everyone make sure you go follow Jenn on Instagram. She will be linked down in the description because she's a really great follow. And she's actually one of my inspirations for this chat because she's one of the ones who I mentioned on Instagram who inspired me because she does these get ready with me's or get unready with me's. You know, she did a get unready with me, and unfortunately, Instagram lost like the whole big first part.
Hour, yes.
But
Devastating.
we had a great conversation. Just I'm sorry that everyone couldn't have seen it, you know, but that's okay because we had a great time. And so, but she has all her other ones. Like we do have a small part of mine saved on her Instagram. It saved the end part, and then we have all her other get readies with me and get unready with me, and they're really fun to watch because you just get to know someone new. And so, always after seeing yours and Katie K Plans did something like it,
Yeah.
and who else? There was somebody else who inspired me, and now I can't think of it.
Hannah.
Hannah Handsome Plan, yes. And she did, and that was my first planner chat here. She did something like it too, and all these, and I'm like, that's really fun to just get to know someone new. To like, it's kind of like introducing you to my friends here. Like, here
Yes,
is a friend
yes.
of mine. Like, I want to introduce her. So anyway, Jenn is one of my inspirations. So definitely check out her Instagram because it is. Have you ever dabbled in YouTube? I cannot remember. So forgive
Yes,
me.
I
I
do have
thought you had.
I have a YouTube. It's very sparse and it needs a lot of love and TLC, and I just haven't given it the attention. My videos look like probably well, they're very amateur. They are not professional looking. They're horrible. But
No,
I
well, I just don't remember. You haven't posted anything recently for
no,
like
I
a long
haven't
time to
posted.
YouTube. But
Yeah,
I'm going to put her
there's
YouTube channel down here anyway, in case you want to check out some of her older ones. And who knows, maybe, you know, she'll pick it back up. But Jenn
yes.
works full time. So, right?
It's funny because it's like doing planning and having your different social outlets. It's like can almost feel like a full-time job, you know. There's a lot, and you know that for sure because you do these mega amazing reviews, and they are can be very like time consuming in a good way, but you put, especially for you, Amanda, you put you knock it out with like all the little details. So I know you put a lot of work into that, and I have a lot of respect for those that do reviews and that are, you know, constantly posting on social media.
Well, thanks. You're so sweet. I mean, that's why I had to make it become a part-time, my small business, because there's no way that I could justify putting like how much time was going into my channel, you know, without it becoming like actual part-time little, you
Yeah.
know, side gig. Because like I was like, I can't take that much time from my family, you
Yeah.
know, without justifying it. Okay. I mean, although it is something fun, like you said, it
Yeah.
started out where I had no idea what I was doing. I just thought it was fun, you know, but then I didn't know the amount of time that went into it as,
Mhm.
you know, started going on, exactly like you said. All right. What is your favorite pen right now? And you might have different pens for different planners or journals, I know, but yeah, share with us your favorite pens right now.
Right now, the favorite pen is from, oh my gosh, is it right off? I feel like I'm getting that wrong. Let me look really quickly.
Sure.
It's a pen, it's a gel pen, and I actually they had reached out to me a while ago about their pens and some of their products. And so I was like, yeah, I'll definitely love to do a review and check them out. And sure enough, let's see. Oh, Right Tech. I don't know why I said right off.
Right Tech. Okay, I have heard people talk about those, and I have not bought one yet to try it.
Yes, I love them. So the gel pens I'm using right now, and I'm going back and forth between 0.7 and 0.5. And there's definitely a big difference with those. So yeah.
And I'm writing this down so I can make sure to link it.
Okay.
Do you have an Amazon store?
No.
Okay, then I'll just do the link for them
Okay.
down here so you guys can find those. And now you're gonna make me want to order one
Oh yeah.
and try it. So Jenn has the most amazing handwriting, you guys. You go check it out on her Instagram. I love your handwriting. It feels so calm to me.
Oh,
Like
thank
it,
you.
it just makes me like feel calmness. I'm like, I need to have calm handwriting. My handwriting is not calm.
Mine can look really messy at work for sure, but there's something for me when I do write, smoothly. It's therapeutic for me. I know that sounds kind of, I don't know, but crazy, but yeah, it's therapeutic.
No, I can understand that. Do you always feel like you've had like really nice handwriting and it's like something you've cared about and kind of worked on, or how do you think it morphed, into
Yes.
what your handwriting is?
Oh yeah, I think I've always, because I remember in high school, or especially junior high, I remember it was we were shutting school down early because a hurricane was coming, and we just got done with this class. And I remember going home thinking, oh my gosh, I took my notes really quickly and I have to rewrite them. And I rewrote like 7 pages of notes because I could not stand to look at my notebook and see the chicken scratch.
Wow.
So I had to write it in that pretty cursive and redo it. And that still stands out to me. But yes, I've always liked writing in cursive. And I feel like I got my penmanship from my dad's side of the family. My mother has beautiful penmanship, so did my dad. And then his side of the family, my grandmother had beautiful penmanship. And I don't know, I really love writing in script mostly, and that I'm really trying to perfect it too, and use the pretty fonts that people use in the planner community.
Well, I just love your handwriting. If
Thank
when
you.
we ever meet one day, because we've already talked about this because we don't live that far. I'm gonna like have you write something for me, like write my name in my planner or something. So
That's a huge
okay.
commitment. That's a huge commitment, Amanda. I would be so scared if that
No,
ended
don't
up in the
be, because
planner.
I'm not a perfectionist. And so to me, like I just, randomly scribble my name in there. So whatever you do, like you just write it, just yeah,
Okay.
it will not be any stress, not any stress
Okay.
with me at all.
Okay. I'll do that
I
for
just
you.
feel like some company needs to hire you, a planner company, to do like tons of writing for them for their
Oh,
Instagram and ads and everything. They need to snatch you up
well,
because your
that's so sweet.
handwriting is
I don't
great.
feel like I'm that good to do
No,
that, but
it's so
that is
I love your handwriting, honestly. Like if I had to like think what is like my favorite handwriting that I see like in the planner community right now, like you're like tip top up there.
oh,
I
thank
love yours.
you.
Okay. Now we already talked about this one. What planner are you using now? That's your plum paper
Yes.
combo, Erin Condren. I just love how you did that. Okay. Because you love the plum paper daily page better than
Yes, and I
Erin
love their
Condren.
paper. I like
Okay.
their
And you
paper
love
better.
and so many people don't love plum paper. I like Erin Condren better because in case you
Right.
guys don't know, plum paper is a pretty smooth. It's very smooth. There's not tooth to it. So like you find that's better for your handwriting, like maybe
Absolutely.
gliding.
My handwriting changes through different planners, like their paper.
Yes, yes.
Erin Condren, when I first found EC, their paper was different from what their paper is today. And so I like their older version. I mean, the paper's still nice, but it, like you said, it has a lot more tooth to it. And I just like the more smoothness that Plum offers.
Yeah, yeah. I get that. I get it. Okay. Are you using anything for journaling right now?
Right now, I'm just using MäksēLife for reflection and gratitude. So that is my go-to journal right now. I'm not using anything separate. where I'm just journaling other than what I put in MäksēLife. So I don't use MäksēLife as a planner. I use it for goal setting. And then some of because it's a horizontal layout, sometimes I will write, how I'm feeling that day. And it's just a few sentences, but that's pretty much it, other than they have a reflection and gratitude notebook. And I actually posted that today.
I
And
saw
I
that.
enjoy that. So yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, I would say that's kind of like a lot of journaling with like reflecting every week, like, and then using that reflection journal specifically from them. Even if you don't write on the days, like you said, you don't every day, I still feel like that's like a good amount of like journaling and reflection right there. So, okay. And let's see. Well, we already went over my rapid fire questions, and that was what I ended with. So sorry, I went out of order and now I'm confused.
That's okay.
So, all right, guys. So that wraps up all my questions with Jenn. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys, everything we talked about is going to be linked down below and in her Instagram and her YouTube. So make sure you check that out. Thanks for joining us today. Take care of yourselves so you can take care of others, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Amanda.
Aw, thanks.